Because no dog wage alone, Madame Olu, but I went so. This testimony, these two people here, look at their face very well. He is a landlord in this estate. That time we are having problem in the estate. He was not fighting us then anyway, but he's not supporting us. Do you understand? Look at his face very well. He was not fighting us. Like he has never come out and said, Zion, Zion, Zion. But during the meeting, when they are chatting at Zion Ministry, he doesn't support us. So he's neutral. He was neutral. Now, I don't know how he managed to come. I don't know that he has a sickness called Prostrate. Not just Prostrate, but cancerous. That he cannot urinate well without taking drugs. And Olisa, one of the estate chairman, one of the estate landlords, I'll be telling him, go to Zion. But you know, that time, many people is against Zion. So he don't want to be associated as Zion people. Eventually, I think early this year, last year, he came to Zion. I turned around, I saw him at the back and see, Emeka Mbacho, Bella Zion. The landlord in this, look at his house here, very close. Now, eventually he came and told me that he can urinate without taking drugs. And he finally got to urinate. And the doctor says the prostate is already cancerous. And I say, okay, Lord, people say that a prophet means nothing in his land. At least this one that is a landlord, show him mercy. I took him to the altar. This is his wife here. I took him to the altar, a place I normally sleep sometimes. And I prayed for him. And the prostate cancer disappeared. He was one of them. If you know his face, he was one of the 100 days this year committee. Financial secretary. So that he has gone back to series of tests. They say they cannot find any trace of prostate. So go ahead, Shirime. Imayan keji tomu to buno by landlord. On an by an Zion estate issue. Zion or Bankit or Korea. Ubu oputele agwa aqua ochole bukabia. On Achizoch Abarachamos Ngwa. Only the testimony before, but I was not there that day. Say, oh, Chineko, many Emeka Mbachu.
Zion, on a road. Last Wednesday, I was here to give this testimony, but because brother has requested, I have to repeat it. It started 2019 when I went for prostrate screening. After that, I contacted a doctor through a family friend, a consultant urologist, who through him, I had a series of tests. The first one I did after the prostate screening was the CT scan. After that, he placed me on a monthly PSA test, which I did religiously up till the last July. So when the, and then he said that he will be monitoring me and monitoring the progress. So last year May, I had a serious problem urinating. One particular night, I got in touch and he said I should come immediately. On getting there, he said I should run another PSA test. Immediately I did that, he saw it and said the PSA had gone up. So he recommended that I should go for prostate biopsy immediately. And I did that, submitted the result to him, and it showed that it had become cancerous. So he said, looking at the level it was, that he would want me to come back in 6 months' time for the surgery. So within that period, I and my wife, we continued praying, seeking the face of God. Then in December, the 6 months was supposed to expire in December. I didn't go in December, but I went in January. When I got to him in January, I said, "Doctor, I'm here as you requested." So he said, he now assembled his colleagues, a team of doctors, including one elderly professor. I wouldn't remember his name now. They looked at the case again and said, "Look, we want to place you on active surveillance. You continue on active surveillance, continue with the monthly PSA test, and then on the drug that he also gave me to enable me to urinate very well." So I was on that. So then by July this year, he called me and said, "Go for MRI test." Then before I went for that MRI test, I came here at the particular spot where testifiers used to stand. I stood there. I threw myself on the ground and I prayed. I told God, I said, "Look, if you take away this prostrate, I wouldn't want to go through operation. That if you take it away, I'm coming here to testify." So from then, I went for the MRI. The result came out. I sent it to the doctor. He said it was not good. So he said I should go for another biopsy, which I did. Then on the 30th of July, I went for that second biopsy on the 24th of July. The result came out. The doctor told me, he called me and said, "Look, I think there's a good news." But he said, "But we'll see." I said, "No problem." Then on the 30th of July, when we had meeting with the prophet of God in his office, during our assignment as 100 Days Committee, he took me to the altar and asked me to go around the altar 7 times. That's 7 times. I said, "Tell God what you wanted." I did that, and he now prayed for me. I came back that night. I didn't tell my wife. I just told my wife, I said, "Look," I said, "something happened today. It's like I've had my healing." So he said, "What happened?" I told her. I said, "Okay, let us watch it." Then from that moment, I stopped using the drugs, that I used to take, to assist me urinating. Then I started taking seraphic oil. From that night, I started taking it morning and night. So for 7 days, I didn't see sign of frequent urination, nothing. And I told my wife, I said, "Did you notice something?" I said, "I stopped taking this drug for the past 7 days." So I called my doctor, said, "Look, go for another test to confirm what you're saying." I went for another test, and to the glory of God,
You may not understand what is prostate cancer. That if you don't take drugs, he live on drugs. I even forgotten. I asked him to walk around the altar 7 times, and that is altar where I sleep. After he moved 7 times, cancer disappear. Odogu bagara abago abatia. Tia woke again and I can see odogu erole mboje kuli. is the next that will testify? If you are the one, stand up and shake your body and shout, fire! Sit down like a king. And in Manodogu Kulihana, Madam, are they happy? Madam Sachu. May the Lord bless you and the open door for breakthrough. That you will come for testimony of breakthrough. He is a landlord. He never fights us, but he's not supporting us then. God bless. You know, so you have go favor.